Hey everyone, we're back with a video. In this video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make a tool which when activated gives you a specific currency. So first of all, I'm going to apologize for not uploading for the last month because of my exams, and after my exams it took some time to get back to schedule. So yeah, let's move on to the tutorial. First of all, we're going to go to the view tab and we're going to get the explorer, properties, and the output. So now we're going to go to script service, add a script, and first of all make a leader stats. Okay, so we're going to create a function which is going to be connected whenever a player is added. So game dot players dot player added connect function. With the parameter we're going to add a player. So now we're going to create a new variable, local leader stats equals, and leader stats will be a folder, instance dot new folder, leader stats dot parent equals player. Leader stats will be in the player, and leader stats dot name equals leader stats. So now I'm going to create another variable. We're going to call it cache equals instance dot new, and it will be an integer value. Cache dot parent equals it will be leader stats. So cache will be an integer value which will be in the folder called leader stats. Cache dot name equals cache. So and also cache dot value equals 0, so the player starts with 0 value, so 0 cache. So we have the leader stats script here, so let's test it out. As you can see, we have leader stats right over here. So we're going to stop this game, and now we're going to add a tool in starter pack. So this is the tool. Let's rename it to let's call it cash machine, and now we're going to add a part in it. I'm going to call the part handle, because every part that indicates a tool should be called handle. If you put a part in the cash machine or your tool, it has to be named handle, or else it will not work. So let's see if you play the game. As you can see that we have the tool over here. It's called cash machine. So if I select it, you can see that there is a part. You can customize the part as you want, but I'm not gonna customize it. So let's add a local script in the tool. In the local script, we're gonna first define the player. Local player equals name players dot local player. Now we're going to use an event called activated. This event only works on tools. So script dot parent dot activated connect function. So now we're gonna say print, just to check if it's working. Print the tool is activated. So we used an event script.parent. The parent of the script is the tool, and whenever the tool is activated, it will connect the function and print the tool is activated. So if I play the game, as you can see, when I equip the tool and whenever I click, you can see it prints over here the tool is activated. So let's stop the game, and instead of printing tool is activated, let's change the currency. So let's say local cash equals player weight for child lead stats dot cash. So now we're gonna say cash dot value equals cash dot value plus 1. So now what we did here, first of all we defined the player, then we created a function which will be connected whenever the tool is activated. Then it's gonna print the tool is activated, and then we define the cache which we created over here using the script, leader stats script. So there's a leader stats folder which is in the player, so we mentioned player weight for child leader stats, and then in the leader stats there's an integer value called cache, so then we mentioned cache, and then we said cache.value equals cache.value plus 1, which will increase the cache by 1. So let's equip the tool and activate it. As you can see, the cache has been increased, and it also prints the tool is activated. So if I keep on clicking activating the tool, it will keep on printing the tool is activated and increasing the cache. But there's one problem. The players can spam and they can use the auto clicker, so that's not acceptable because that will just make the players too OP. So we're gonna use debounce for that. So let's create a variable called debounce, and it will be a boolean value. So let's make it false, and now I'm gonna create an if statement. If db equals false, then equals false, then db equals true, and I'm gonna move the end over here, and after it's done, after the value is increased, I'm gonna add a wait. Let's say wait 0.5 seconds, or let's make it wait 1 second, and I'm gonna say db equals false again. So let me just format it. So what I did here, I created a variable, a boolean variable called debounce, and its value called db, short for debounce, and its value is false. So if the value is false, then it's gonna increase the value and change debounce to true. But while it's true, the function cannot be executed again until db is false again. So we're making it false after the cache is increased, and then it's gonna wait 1 second, then it's gonna change db back to false. So the function cannot be executed again until db is back to false. So if I play the game again, if I equip the tool and keep on spamming, as you can see, it doesn't increase the cache until the 1 second is over. As you can see, it's increasing slowly. But there's one problem, another problem I may say. So the thing is, when we increase cache the value in a local script, it will only change for us, not for other players. Let me show you. So as you can see, if I equip the tool, and you can see that my cache is increasing, and my cache is 5 right now. So if I go to the server side, as you can see, I can see there myself. So I will go into players, console, lead stats, and cache. You can see that cache is 0 in the server side. If I go back in the client side, you can see that cache is 5 over here. So what server side means is what it will show for the other players. So other players will still see my cash as 0, but for me it will be 5. So but we don't want that. We want it to show for everyone, so other players can see that how much cash I have. So for that, we're going to use a remote event. So in replicated storage, I'm going to add a remote event. Let's call it cache added. Let's go back to the local script, and instead of doing this over here, let's create a new variable, local remote event equals game get service replicated storage wait for child. I'm gonna say cache added. So we define the remote event here, and then I'm gonna say remote event fire server. So what's it gonna do? Remote events are actually used to connect scripts from a local script to a server script. So let's create another script, and in the script let's do the same thing first. So we define the remote event, and we're gonna create a function. We're gonna say remote event dot on server event connect function. So yeah, that's what we did here. In the parameter, let's add player. So what we did here, we defined the remote event and then fired the server. So when we fire a server, this event is activated, and whenever the server is fired, we can connect this function in a server script. This is a local script and this is a server script. So we can connect directly from a local script to a server script. So now whenever we fire the server, we can have a parameter as a player, so it sends the player as well to the server side. So now I can say local cache equals player wait for child leader stats dot cache. So now I can say cache dot value equals cache dot value plus 1. So we did here that we create a function which will connect whenever the server is fired, and we're firing the server whenever the tool is activated, and when it connects the function, we define the cache and we change the cache's value by 1. So now if we play the game, as you can see, when we equip the tool, the cache is increasing, but I have 3 cache. If I go on the server side, I do have 3 cache over here, but if I go to the server side, as you can see, I have 3 cache over here as well. So yeah, that's it for today's tutorial. I hope you guys learned something new and enjoy the video. Please make sure to subscribe if you guys want to support me. If you guys got any errors or got stuck on something, you guys can comment down below, and or join my Discord server, because there are a lot of other developers and scripters which may help you. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.